are such an amazing resource for
I'm awesome. I can't help it, Michelle. It just is what it is. I'm the executive chair of the captive insurance group with Vanliner.
Oh,
So I've been doing that for 10 years. We've been with them a long time. So
wow. I didn't realize that.
yeah. Yep.
I guess I would like to just start by asking you, what are the things that you like about Linehaul Central? How have they helped you in your business and your safety scores?
Obviously, I've known John and Becky, for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years since they kind of got into the Linehaul News. And they've always been a good resource. And and John's very knowledgeable and has been helpful. And then, Becky's always been Becky and helpful and friendly. And, when we had the recruiting company, we did a lot of events, you know what I mean? So we just always had a good relationship with them. You've been around me enough to know that safety is that's my deal. Well, I had my safety guy, Steve, was a retired FedEx guy, worked for me for 6 years in the office here. He retired last fall. About 6 months before, I started talking to Steve, and I said, what do you think about, let's look at Linehaul Central, let's look at the product, and let's test it and see how it works in our business. Is this going to be something we can use? Do I need to involve my Florida and Texas safety guys more? How do we need to do this? Because we got to divide his work up somehow, or do I need to hire somebody? Once we did about a month's worth of testing in our smaller business here, my 8-truck business here in Indy, it really seemed to work pretty good. It doesn't take the place of a safety department, but it takes care of the big heavy lift task, and it takes care of the time consuming stuff. So when we did that in Marshall Transport for about 2 months, we said, well, this seems to be good. So we rolled it into the bigger Dave Tomasch Incorporated company here. So we went from 8 or 9 trucks to the 29 trucks that we have here. And we ran it for the 2 months before Steve retired. And we had really good results. What we learned going into this and doing this with Linehaul Central is we learned that there's things that we're good at and there's things that we're not good at. I didn't really we needed someone to take care of the training, someone to take care of, monitor the vetters, and then their dashboard allows it all to be in one place. So for me, I really liked the idea that I could look at everything in one place. Before we switched to Motive, having the KI indicators and all that stuff right there where you could access it was a big help. And then now we have all 4 operating companies are on their platform. So it's one place for everything for all my businesses. So I can log into Linehaul Central's My Fleet AI. So I can do a quick overview of all of them really quick, knowing that they're still doing everything for the indie businesses as far as sending the training videos, doing all that. You still have to be involved in safety as the owner, as the BC. You still have to be involved in it every day. But what we found, they can spend, half hour a day or every third day looking at videos, just seeing where their problems are. They can continue the coaching on that. They can work on the coaching side of it, but they're still getting the rest of it taken care of. For me as a business owner, my concerns are always the big accidents, the fatality accidents, those things. So when you're involved in those, you want for me, I want to know that everything's got its place. So for me, I go in, and if we have an incident or accident of any kind, anything that happens, I can go in, the data they put into all the calls they do, all the videos they do, all the police reports, how they do everything and put it all together so I can present it to FedEx and know that all my stuff is in the right place is what really was important to me. And it was important to Vanliner when we got Vanliner involved with them full time. Vanliner wanted it all in one place. Vanliner wanted to be looking at everything too. So it kind of worked all in one, and it allowed us to kind of put all this together in one place. So for me, I have it all in one place. It works great for me. But as the indie business, we've been on their stuff now for 14 months full time. Our safety score from a fully involved person, our score went up or got worse initially. But once the drivers got used to it and we kind of were able to kind of work on that curve, now we've got a really good safety score. The key thing is you're selling the product to folks is this isn't a fix-all. This is a tool in your tool chest that allows you to have great success. I look at their stuff at least 3 days a week. I go into my fleet. I look at it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sunday, I do my safety call for my drivers. So I'm in the office on Sunday. I look at all 3 companies real quick just to know what's going on. So there's anything that comes up, and any accidents or anything like that, I get an email right away if there's an incident or an accident that needs my attention. So that helps me a lot. For me, I can review all that stuff and look at all that stuff. So that for me, it made a lot more sense. I was skeptical that I was going to have to pay someone, but having it all in one dashboard in one place where I can monitor it and I can look at it from each company level, that was important for me. I like the My Fleet AI one. It's got components that I like more because it's a simple overview. It's a quick deal to look at. I'm done, I'm out. I don't have to worry about it. My Fleet AI is just a quick overview. I can look at all 3 companies or 4 companies in 2-3 minutes.
So what would you say to like a prospect or a new contractor coming in about Linehaul Central?
It's probably the best partnership opportunity you can make as you get into business. It's your first. It has to be your first. It has to be your first partnership that you do before you get into this space. Once you know you're going to be a contractor and FedEx says, hey, and you've started the corporation, you've started all the stuff, but you don't own the business, and you have to have a partnership with a safety partner that can work with you and help you through this. Their training videos, their stuff that they do, all of their stuff, the driver onboarding video, all those things. You have to have all those tools in your tool chest. For me, my biggest thing is whether it's an accident or an incident, I know that everything's done right. Compliance is right. All the paperwork is there. You have a driver that gets in an accident, and there's that accident report and all the stuff that goes along with it. All the training's done, all the stuff. And when they call you up and say, you're all good, everything's good with the driver, everything's good with the back end, everything's good with the videos, you should be good to go. On our end, you're good. That helps me, and it's a better training. It's a lot more realistic, a lot more down to earth, easy to follow, a better product. So to start out, you have to start out with a really good tool chest, and then start with Linehaul Central. It gives you the sharpest tools in your toolbox.
Wow. So you mentioned earlier that you have when you first started that some of your drivers were triggering a few more events initially that first month as they were going through the training.
So the easiest way to say that, before Linehaul Central and before all this stuff, when I had a human doing everything, I didn't get everything. I didn't see everything. I didn't know everything. Okay. So Steve would just handle it. My guys in Florida, Texas are the same way. Now, with it all being in one place, our scores went up and then went down. Now, after Steve left, Lance, my general manager here in Indy, he broke his knee. He was out for like a month and a half, so he wasn't here. And then the operations manager that had been in place for a couple of years, he left at the beginning of September last year too. So we lost basically 3 people out of the office. That was the reason, because there's nobody following up on it. Once
Sure.
they got back more involved in it every day, it took him a month or so to get back where he was in here a few days a week and stuff. Talmadge started getting used to it, what they were supposed to do with it and all. Once we got back into that, then it came back down. And once we got back to where we are now, then our safety numbers and our scores and all that. And we still have accidents. We still have incidents. That's all part of it's the nature of the business. But knowing that you're protected and you're doing everything correctly definitely allows you to sleep better at night. That's what's key for me, is I know that they're looking at us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and monitoring our stuff. And if anything pops up, there's an email in the morning. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here's what happened last night.
A lot of pride in the fact that if you do have an accident, that they're going to have that accident package ready for your insurance company.
Within 8 hours, everything's sitting there together that they can put together. All the backing for FedEx is sitting there. That anything FedEx may ask for, proof of training, proof of this, proof of that, where it's just one email and you send it and it's done. It's been pretty helpful for sure.
Well, you have certainly been a huge,
Oh, yeah. We try to support them as much
but
as we can. They do
yeah.
a great job for us. Anything else, Michelle?
No, I think that'll be it. I really appreciate your time today.
Okay,
And
worries. Let me know if I can help with anything else. Okay.
all right. Thank you, Dave. You have a great day.
Great week. Bye bye.